Let's go! Let's go! Robert Ludberg back with you, fresh out of the shower, off the bike ride. I got a than I have since this show started. Today is I'm simultaneously exhausted and exhilarated. And I got to tell you, I don't know. It's just like, I know I'm going to do this now. Like, I know I'm going to do this now. Nothing's going to stop me. Nothing's going to stop me, yo. Thank you, by the way. Last night, this show, like 6,000 people watched this show last night. And we're going to get clear of that number. We're going to go north and north and north and, keep counting them M's. We're going to get there. But I for anybody who has followed this show from its inception, I think you understand how big a deal that is. How big a deal that is. Because this show started from nothing. Nothing. Zero. Zilch. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. Shouts to Drizzy. There's a positive comment for Drake. But thank you. To have 6,000 people watch this show, I am proud of that. To me, that is a real accomplishment. That's a real accomplishment. And it's one of the reasons I was riding my bike going, woo, today. And bumping that Euphoria joint, that had me going. Because he even does the woo things, the noises throughout the track. And I've got a bunch of Sirius XM shows coming up for you who want to catch me there. So let me drop that schedule for you off the top. It's just another of those things, like it all started happening. I've worked there for a while, so it's not like a new thing, but I don't know. I feel like the universe is talking to me. I'll be back on Busted Open Radio, the biggest pro wrestling show in the world, Saturday morning, 9 Eastern to noon with Denise Salcedo, who I also do the SmackDown reaction show. That's Friday nights. You can check out her YouTube channel for that. I was on with Michelle Beadle on Mad Dog Sports Radio today. I'll be on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Sunday solo from noon to 4 Eastern. And then I'll be back on Mad Dog Sports Radio on Monday from noon to 3 with Cody Decker, my guy Cody Decker. So check all that out. And thank you guys for the continued growth of this show, for getting me through this period of time, and for letting me know I'm going to do this, I'm going to crush this, I'm going to kill this. It's over for my imaginary foes. It's over. But for anybody, it's over for, my revenge is always in success. And that's where we're going. That's where we're headed. We're going up. We're going up. And I also have to thank Caitlyn Clark. I legitimately have to thank Caitlyn Clark, wherever you are, in the airport getting mobbed or whatnot. Thank you, because you have been the North Star for this channel, this specific channel. The coverage of Caitlyn Clark I've done here has caused this channel to grow, this program to grow. So I'm going to keep leaning into that until anybody or any results tell me otherwise. So I got a couple things I want to cover in that regard. And look, if this show is from Monday through Thursday, this time slot, I will always adjust and change going forward, depending, like if we want to do live events, watch-alongs for Fever games, PLE, WWE stuff for my fans who are into that. All that stuff is on the table. And I know the Fever play a preseason game tomorrow. Again, I've got the SmackDown reaction show. Then I got Busted Open Saturday morning. But if there's something worth covering because I'm Caitlyn Clark, I will hop on and figure out how to cover Caitlyn Clark. Kevin Zwicker says, and Kevin Zwicker is the official first staff member of this show, official first staff member of this show. He's been helping me out. The show was God's plan. Shout out to Aubrey Graham. I think your boy Drizzy is dropping tonight. DS Sai Sahande says, can you get hired by Mad Dog full time? Look, I mean, can I? Sure. Theoretically, a lot of things could happen. But I've worked there for years. They've been good to me over there. So I'm going to just keep doing my thing. And this is it's all going up. And this channel is about to be monetized real soon. So eventually I can hopefully be my own boss thanks to you guys. And let me now get into the topic du jour. And I want to start with, I took this picture, or I looked at this picture. I shared this picture yesterday, but I was looking at it again this morning, And this joint is serious. When you see Caitlyn Clark and Aliyah Boston standing together, standing next to each other, you realize business has just picked up. Things are not the same. That is an imposing duo. That is not something any opposing ladies are going to want to see. That is serious. And we saw it their first practices. That we saw it immediately. That chemistry, like people say you got to wait and see what happens. I've seen it happen. I already know. I know enough about basketball to know that is a no doubt dominant combination. A no doubt dominant combination. I mean, look at this. It just plays into Clark's strength, plays into Boston's strength. Bounce pass, layup, finish. Oh, dish off. There's that three. Popped out of your eyes. Out of your eyes. Oh, a dribble handoff. Back to you on the lob. You finish. There it is. Salute. I mean, that is going to be a terror. I don't think you understand. That is going to be a terror for opposing teams to deal with. You're not going to be able to stop that. It is a perfect combination. A perfect combination. Aliyah Boston and Caitlyn Clark. It does not get better. Their games are, the synergy is beautiful. They are born to play together. Clark is a facilitator and a scorer. Boston is a finisher. Boston, look at that screen she's going to set. You think Clark ain't going to get space off that? And then when Boston rolls and Clark hits her, Boston can finish. There's nothing you're going to be able to do with it. Nothing you're going to be able to do with it. And that's why, again, I've said this, I think Caitlyn Clark is going to be even better at the WNBA level because her teammates are going to be better and you're not going to be able to help off of her. You're not going to be able to, send all that attention her way because she's going to be able to find Aliyah Boston, who was already damn good. So I don't know what you're going to do with it. I don't know how anybody's going to deal with it. That is a problem for the WNBA. And I don't like to get too hyperbolic, but I think that will probably be the most devastating two-man game in the history of women's basketball. Caitlyn Clark, Aliyah Boston. It's going to be something else. It's going to be a problem to deal with. So I did want to revisit that quickly because it was just an impressive, imposing duo. And I wanted to spend a little bit more time on it. And a little bit more, I know hoops. People can say whatever they want. I know hoops. It's one of the reasons I'm fascinated by the Caitlyn Clark story. I've started covering it because of other layers to it. There are other factors, there are other nuances, but the bottom line of it is it's basketball. It's basketball. And that is a beautiful basketball combination. There was one other thing with Caitlyn Clark I wanted to get into today, and it wasn't the chains or anything like that. You don't want to make her look like Kirk Cousins out there. Come on. You don't want to make her look too much like Kirk Cousins out there. But here, if you haven't seen it, it's what I'm talking about. Rocking the chains. I think she even put the ice in her mouth at one point. But some of her teammates. But again, this is to the camaraderie I've been talking about. Yeah, there it is. Of course, that's going to be the image that people share, and probably a thumbnail I'll use for this show. But that is not what I'm talking about when I say a boss move by Caitlyn Clark and something that I think is really going to resonate. She had comments yesterday that exuded aura and confidence and self-awareness without it getting to her head, without it being something that you think, she's feeling herself too much. She is aware of who she is and what her impact is, but she didn't have to say it. It's the way she answered the question. And that was in regards to flying commercial in the WNBA, which has been a topic that has come up in the past. And we talk about the money and the revenue for the WNBA. But this is what Caitlyn Clark had to say about that. Well, first of all, that security is because of her. They need the security because of her and the fanfare and attention she's drawing, right? But when you look at those comments and you hear what she's saying, she says there's going to be a new CBA. We can opt out of the current CBA. It's what I've said about this on this show already. Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's what she just said. She says, I'm here now. The attention around this league is different now. The price just went up. The price just went up. By the way, according to my guy, Ben Pickman, who I used to work with at Sports Illustrated, overall WNBA ticket sales are up 93% on StubHub. 93% for the league. Sky tickets up 3 times. Aces tickets up 2 times. Fever tickets up 13 times. 13 times. Rocket ship. Rocket ship. And Caitlyn Clark knows it. She knows she's the she don't have to come out and say it. She don't have to come out and say, yeah, because of me, the price just went up. Things just ain't the same for gangsters. She said it without saying it in those comments. And you see, and we've talked about, I played the Flau'jae Johnson comments from yesterday. The other ladies are recognizing it too, and it's good for them. It's going to be good for Paige Beckers, going to be good for Juju Watkins, going to be good for the entire league, going to be good for Aliyah Boston, who I just said is going to form the most dominant duo with Caitlyn Clark. Her star power is about to go up. People are going to get her jersey. People are going to buy Clark's shoes. That's why I thought she was underpaid by Nike. So that's something. I never would have thought. I never would have thought in a million years. I really wouldn't have. That I'd be talking about women's hoops like this and we'd be experiencing a women's hoops movement like this. Not to be misogynistic or a hater or nothing like that. I just didn't think that would be the case. The way women's sports were judged and consumed. But this is like being able to cover Michael Jordan before his career started. And I use Michael Jordan as an example and not LeBron James because Michael Jordan was the first figure of his kind that was transformative, like Bird and Magic before him. They ran so that he could fly. But Caitlyn Clark ain't going to be flying commercial for very long, if you get what I'm saying. Let's get to some of your comments. Ron McBride, liked what I heard yesterday, sub today. Good luck going forward. Thank you, Ron. And I'm getting people sending me those messages. I know. And some luck. You know, I'm due some good luck in my career. I'm due it. But I'm not going to, I'm going to make it. If it doesn't come my way, I'm going to make that luck. Today is the best I've felt. Like I was biking. Woo! Again, it's that Euphoria record, though. It's giving me that Euphoria. That joint is hard. Kendrick snapped. I wonder how much crossover there is between Caitlyn Clark fans and Kendrick Lamar fans, but I don't care. That's the formula for this show again is I'm going to cover Caitlyn Clark, the Fever, the WNBA. As long as that's rocking and rolling and people are rocking with it, I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to get to my other topics of interest. And if you're new to me, like Ron, pro wrestling, NBA, basketball in general, right? But pro wrestling is another thing. Superheroes and comic book stuff, and rap music and hip hop. Those are my real passions. And I think, you want to lean into your real passions and what people feel and like and rock with. And that's what, that's what I rock with. That's what I rock with. And I would have never in a million years thought like it was going to be Caitlyn Clark and the WNBA. But look, I did a show with Ryan Ruocco, right? And he's now he'll be on this show soon enough. And he's now, the guy when it comes to WNBA play-by-play. So maybe, again, that's the universe speaking. Because I'm super excited for what the season can bring. I'm super excited for what Caitlyn Clark is going to do, for learning more about these other ladies and their games, for appreciating the ladies on the come up and the rest of the league and everything that comes along with that. And by the way, I'm looking at the numbers again. The show's growing. It just is. This is it. This is the energy. So anybody who, hasn't commented or wants to comment or wants to be a part of it, hit me up. Like Jerma Lovings. I have family in the Freedom and Spencer, Indiana. I am living in Roswell, New Mexico. Okay. Are you a Fever fan? Is that what you're telling me? Cool. New Mexico. I'm doing that show with Cody Decker on Monday. He was trapped in Albuquerque, New Mexico earlier today, if you listen to me and Michelle Beadle on the radio. But welcome, Jerma. Welcome to the show. Welcome to all of you to the show. This is the last planned show of the week. Until next week, I'll still get shorts up. I'll still cut clips from this show. And again, if duty calls, I will respond. Even though I'm not technically being paid for this yet, I'm still a professional. So if duty calls, I will respond. Letting you know that you'll be able to count on me. If there's something that's necessary, I'll figure out some way to cover it. But again, you can catch me with Denise Salcedo tomorrow night on her YouTube channel, SmackDown Reaction Show. And you'll be able to catch me on Busted Open Radio Saturday morning on Sirius XM, getting you ready for WWE Backlash for any of the wrestling fans out there. You'll be able to catch me on Mad Dog on Sunday from noon to 4. I promise you, I will talk about, that's channel 82. I will talk about Caitlyn Clark on Sunday. I will definitely talk about her on Sunday. Monday from noon to 3 Eastern, I'll be back on Sirius XM as well. So that's what I had as far as the Caitlyn Clark plan stuff. I didn't have much of a rundown built today, but I will let your comments dictate that. And I'm just going to get to a couple joke things about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. Sean Sherwood says, who do you think Clark's main foil will be? Well, I think to start, there will be extra hype when she plays the Chicago Sky, obviously because of the connection with Angel Reese going back to college. And then I think there will be a lot of hype when she plays the Phoenix Mercury, obviously because of what Diana Taurasi said. And then I think there will be a lot of hype when she plays Sabrina Ionescu. Right? Sabrina Ionescu. So that is another one. But whoever winds up being her equal or as close to her equal, I think will be her main foil. The Reese thing works in a sense because of we know there's different race thing, there's different personality types, there's all that sort of stuff. But Reese is a different type of player and just not as good. When there is somebody who is on Clark's level and I think she can go head to head with, same position or position type, I think that's when you'll really see it. Jim Hicks says, I'm excited to see these great athletes also. They have come so far. It's amazing. It really is amazing. Really is amazing to see. Really is amazing to see. No question. No question. Who else we got? Comments rolling in here. Clicked on the wrong tab. Gotta go back. HT says, imagine that NBC were looking to hire NBA experts, commentators if they get the TNT contract. You'd be a great hire. Appreciate it. You know, I'm going to do what I can, but today was the day. Like, look, I wouldn't have started this show if I didn't believe in myself. But I also, there was a sense of desperation there. If I'm being real with you, like, I didn't know it, and I was emotional. A lot, you know, I'm not out of my head, but and I can't say these last few months have been the easiest, but today was the day, like, I just knew it. I just knew it. And I just, not knew it. I don't want to speak in, I know it. And this has been a big part of it. For me to be able to take this channel from nothing, and build it up to the point where 6,000 people watch it, from zero. This channel did not exist. Nancy, watching Sabrina Ionescu on the All-Star three-point contest against Stephen Curry was so enjoyable. Showing her ability at the three-point line was enlightening. It will be fun to watch. Yeah, I mad respect for Sabrina, for her stepping up, and also for her shooting at the NBA distance. I thought that was badass, for sure. And look, she scored as good as anybody but Steph Curry. If you watch that contest itself, she was as good as anybody but Steph. And Steph is just the best ever at it. And I think that was, the rest of the All-Star game was trash, but that was an inspiration. That was inspiring. That was inspiring for boys and girls, right? Because little girls could watch that and go, oh, damn, she can do it. I can do it. And little boys can watch that and go, oh, damn, she's not to be trifled with. Look at what she can do. Let me pause before I come out my mouth sideways about a woman and their ability on the court. You know, I think that was a big deal. Any other comments? Keep them rolling in. Almost all new comments today. That the super chats are going to come in handy when I get those. But almost all new commenters today, which is, by the way, awesome. I mean, and much respect to my core audience that was here from the beginning and really just supported me from the ground up. But so happy to have so many new, audience members who don't even know who I am. Like, I've had a long media career. I worked at ESPN. I worked at Fox Sports before that. Well, I worked at ESPN, then I worked at Fox Sports, then I worked at ESPN, then I worked at CBS Sports Radio and Sports Illustrated and Sirius XM. Like, so some people know who I am, but it's cool to see so many people who have no idea. And we're going up. We're going up. So get on board and help fuel this rocket ship. I don't know if we're a rocket ship yet, but hell, I'm going to call it that. I was fueled by Euphoria, like I said earlier, on the bike. And I don't know if you guys saw this. Eventually, maybe I'll spin off into multiple channels or multiple series. I don't know how it'll work going forward. I'll figure it out. But the Kendrick Lamar joint, that diss track, it's pretty incredible. I think Drake is going to respond tonight, so maybe this will be dated by then. But with no promo, that Kendrick record is blowing up all over the place. Blowing up from streams. And there's a restaurant in Toronto that Kendrick mentioned on the track. And now you've got all these people going to the restaurant and leaving Yelp reviews that make reference to the song itself. Like this guy, he says, I was a deadbeat father and never raised my son right. Today, a thought suddenly came to me as I crossed this authentic Chinese restaurant while I was eating the fried rice with dip sauce and a blammy. I was inspired to go home, wake up every morning, tell him to pray and give him tools to walk through life day by day. New Ho King's food has taught me morals, integrity, and discipline. Thank you, Crody. If you haven't heard the Euphoria record, you might not get the references there, but that is hilarious. That is hilarious. And now Kendrick, with Like That and Euphoria, his songs are registering. I mean, they played Euphoria on Inside the NBA last night. They played it on TNT. Here, hopefully I don't get pinged for this. I'm going to throw it up and we'll see. And I'll cut it out later if they give me an issue. This was Inside the NBA.
Mavs led by 8. Clippers went 9-2 to cut it to 1. Mavs go 13-2. And Kyrie goes to Daniel Gafford up top. 10-point lead.
So then they played it later, and Kenny Smith reacted to it and was like, "Oh man, you know, if you're gonna play one side of the beef, you got to play the other side of the beef." But that was something else. That was something else. Ron McBride says, rap music, do you know how much Tom MacDonald, who is killing it as being told Tom MacDonald, is that the guy that made the song that got released as like a VHS version? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I don't know, but I'll check it out. I think that's somebody else. But I'm not totally familiar. HT says, longtime follower from Montreal, short time chatter. Know you from the days you got Butters. Was on the nightly past the 2012-13 Jason Kidd Knicks with Omar from Brooklyn, giving you hell nightly. I miss Omar. I wish Omar was here. You guys would love Omar from Brooklyn. He's hilarious, dude. Would always lose his mind. But thank you for following me here. Montreal, you a Montreal Screwjob guy or not? Are you a Bret Hart guy? You gotta let me know since I'm doing the wrestling stuff coming up this week. The Knicks, they got that big game against the Sixers tonight. That's going to be something else. The Knicks need to close that game out. If they don't close that game out, it's to reference something that was said by the Nets and something that the Drake references, scary hours. It's scary hours. Drew writes in, honestly, Drake don't want that Kendrick smoke. Even his fans are falling apart. Oh, he don't want the. Here's the thing. Kendrick is just better than Drake. Like, he's just better as a rapper. You know, I'm with Kendrick. I like Drake when he's doing the melody stuff. I don't like him when he tries to act tough. I like Hold On, We're Going Home. He ain't gonna be able to throw haymakers with K-Dot. K-Dot's pen is too nice. The layers in that Euphoria joint, and then just like how dynamic his delivery is, right? It gets me pumped. He's switching the cadences and the flows, and Drake has like, it's always the same. I mean, it works. He's had tons of success. Nobody can front on that. But he can't rock with K-Dot. I'm with you there. Jerma Loving says Pacers is leading the game at halftime. Well, the Pacers need to close that game out. They're up 12 over the Bucks at halftime. I mean, I know Dame returned, but he's obviously hobbled. He's got an Achilles injury. And Giannis has the calf injury. It's kept him out. Pacers need to close that series out. Just like the Knicks need to close that series out. Because I think if the Knicks lose tonight, they're going to lose even at home in Game 7. Now, the subplot for the Knicks is that the fan thing with the Sixers fans buying up all the tickets, or not buying them up, but giving away tickets. So we'll see how that goes, how it sounds in that building. But having gone down to Philly for WrestleMania, it's not that crazy a commute. It's not that crazy a commute. So that'll be interesting to see what that's like. What that's like tonight in Philly. HT says no wrestling knowledge. It's all NBA and a new curiosity in the WNBA. I think a lot of that new curiosity is coming. You know, I think obviously there's more interest in the WNBA than there's ever been before, and it's not close. Sean Sherwood says, do you think some of the older WNBA player will finally see the light that Clark is their new meal ticket and appreciate what she has brought to the W? I think you're already seeing it now. I think even the way Tarazi kind of switched up what she said and what Flau'jae said and what Erica Wheeler, Clark's Fever teammate, said, like, there people are what Dawn Staley said in support of her. I know it's not the WNBA. They're embracing it. But I do have this one message for Caitlyn Clark fans. Y'all also have to realize women's basketball existed before Caitlyn Clark. Yes, she's blowing it up, but there have been great legends of the game, like Tarazi, like Sue Bird, like Candace Parker, so on and so forth, that came before Caitlyn Clark, and they should not be disrespected. And you shouldn't also like diss the ladies or come with this venom sometimes because you feel insulted. I get it, you want to stick up for your girl, but trust me, there are way, way more people rooting for Caitlyn Clark than rooting against her. I know you might hear certain stuff and stuff gets amplified, but I promise you, look at this show, for instance. I promise you, there are way, way more people rooting for Caitlyn Clark than rooting against her. So just be cognizant of that. That's all I'm saying. You can say and think whatever you want. I mean, I'm not telling you what to say or think, but I don't think you do her favors if every time somebody says something you don't like, you attack them. And that's only, I'm speaking to a very small minority of Caitlyn Clark fans too. I realize that. But it's just a word of advice from having covered sports and major figures for a long time. There's always going to, LeBron James gets it all the time, every day, from all angles. You know, that's comes with the territory. And you want her to be the LeBron James of her sport. Or I would say of her, it's the same sport, of her league. Aimser1 says, hey, Robin, I'm new to basketball altogether, but now on the Caitlyn train and looking for daily news. For you b-ball newbies, can you consider going over more info on what's to come? Tell us more about the Dallas game. Yeah, look, I can – I'll start to be honest, I'm new to, like, covering the WNBA in this sense. I did not cover the WNBA like this before or prior, and I did not know I was going to be covering it in this sense. I'm going to talk to Ryan, who is the lead play-by-play guy for the WNBA, and you know, get debriefed on what you guys should know. But they play in Texas tomorrow night, the Fever and the Wings. 8 o'clock is the tip. It's a preseason game, so, you know, Clark will get in there, but she probably won't play huge minutes. And it's like when Wembanyama played that first preseason. There'll be a degree of hype around it, of course, because it's the first time we've seen her on the court. But other than like an explosive performance, well, whatever she does highlight worthy will be shared. But there's no meaning to that game. You shouldn't take anything away from that game in particular. What really matters is the day to circle is Tuesday, May 14th. Fever Sun. That game starts at 7:30. Maybe we do a watch along for that game if you guys are down with that. You know, that seems like the move for this channel, the way things are going. Maybe that's a watch along. Nike's B Trev says, I love Caitlyn Clark. Is that the Miles Morales joint she got on there? I love those shoes. I love that movie. And I love Caitlyn Clark too. AJ Schreiber says, we got next. We do. We got now. I got now. I don't care who got next. A little hope for you. Drew, agreed. I saw, this is back to the Kendrick Drake thing. Agreed. I saw your clip with the guy with braids. That's Kevin Zwicker. I can tell he had no great arguing points. He was coping hard. It's hilarious. Look, I mean, Kevin is the man. He's a huge supporter of mine. It must torture him that I crush Drake on a day-to-day basis. But you are correct. I am right, and he is wrong. I am right, and he is wrong. By the way, new record on concurrent viewers on today's show. Again. Kevin Zwicker says he appreciates the shout-out, Drew. You guys might have to send your requests to Kevin for, you know, appearances and stuff on the show. But Kevin's got some good ideas, like, you know, for what we can do. And one of them is a watch-along. So I think maybe we do that for that first game. It's perfect for this time slot. Ernesto, longtime follower. Good evening, Robin. Now I'm coaching and watching you. There you go. Multitasking. That's the way it works. Michael S. says, I heard the game is sold out after listening to today's press conference. I guarantee you the game is sold out. I don't have to look it up. I promise you that game is sold out. And people are about to, like, the people who doubt are about to get a real reality wake-up check. Because this is about to be serious. This is about to be for real. This ain't going away. This is, a sea change. It really is. Jim Hicks says PGA golfers certainly appreciate the money Tiger, Jack, and Arnie brought to the table for everyone. People are going to... You're talking about a little random hating comments, resentment comments. I think one, like I said, it's only natural for ladies like... And I didn't hear anything from Sue Bird. It was more Tarazi. They were great players. You have to realize they were great players, and they didn't get a fraction of this attention. So I understand. But everybody's gonna... It's all gonna work itself out. Trust me. This cannot be stopped. I do like these yoga and breathing classes, and one of them. Shout out to my buddy Vega. One of them. And the message from the mentor, and I took this to heart because of my situation, is like, it doesn't matter if the rock is in the way, the river is going to keep flowing, right? It's not going to stop it. The river is going to keep flowing. And that's life. The river is going to keep flowing. But that Caitlyn Clark river is going to keep flowing. Goodness rated Bo, the game is sold out in Dallas for the Fever. I wonder if the crowd are going to be hyped since CC is gone in Iowa. When I say the rising tide lifts all boats thing, that's not a joke either. The WNBA as a whole is about to grow. It's not just... Caitlyn Clark is the catalyst. I would give her all the credit. She's the catalyst. But the league itself is about to grow just in general. We've seen season tickets are selling out for other teams. Ticket prices are going up for other teams. She's the star attraction, but the WNBA as a whole is about to grow because of it. And other stars are going to be born because of this. And there's going to be somebody that comes up that people are going to say is better than Caitlyn Clark. That is bound to happen. Bound to happen. But she started it. For sure. AJ Schreiber says, anyone looking for good entertainment this weekend, tune into the Formula One Miami Grand Prix. ABC will carry the coverage. Race starts around 3 p.m. Central. Well, AJ, you are the official F1 correspondent of the show. Maybe we can create a little segment for you, or a little something for you, and we'll figure that out as well. Because if there's ever anything you guys wanted to do in this regard, or in this field, or just as a fun side project, let me know. I'll do my best to help facilitate it. If just interacting is cool, that's fine too. But let me know what your interests are, what you would want to do, how you would want to help, how I can help you. This is a collaborative thing. Like when you say a community, it's not a one-sided thing. A community helps one another. So I want to make sure we all grow together and live our best lives to the moon, to infinity and beyond. Goodness rated Bo says Candace Parker was the best player. She was 6'4", played point guard. CP could play all positions. It could dunk. Candace Parker couldn't move. But, timing has to lend itself to those things too. Timing has to lend itself to those things too. And everything just worked well for Caitlyn Clark. And her game is electric and electrifying to watch. But we shouldn't disrespect the lady. None of y'all were watching Bill Russell play basketball, right? The NBA was on tape delay until Magic and Bird. AJ Schreiber says we need a Facebook group where we can go back and forth with each other throughout the day. Set it up, dude. You know, I I can't do everything forever by myself. I'm doing my best. If we you know, you want to set it up, I'll plug it and we'll get it going and I'll participate in it. David Weiss, I'm guessing. Let me just mention the winner will be Max Verstappen and Red Bull this weekend. Sorry for the spoiler. I drink Red Bull, no 5-hour energy. FYI. There will be no 5-hour energy consumed by any of you. Just letting you know that. JC2K says maybe a Discord. Haven't been on Facebook in years. Well, Facebook is still big, dude. I mean, whether or not you've been on Facebook, I'll hop on any of the I don't know what. I mean, I know what Discord is. I haven't been on it specifically, but you have to remember maybe a Reddit on top of Facebook. Facebook is huge, dude. It's still huge. Like I did a Caitlyn Clark reel just recently on Facebook, and that joint went supernova. You know, on Facebook. So that one has where is it at now? 500,000 views on Facebook. David Weiss corrects me. It's Weiss with a W, not Vice. I want to get people's names right. And then AJ Schreiber goes back at him. Yeah, David Weiss. F1 is a race for second place right now, unfortunately. Still super fun to watch. You guys are the best. So many different commenters, so many new faces today. I know we broke and smashed the concurrent viewer record that was set yesterday, by the way. That record was set yesterday. It has been broken today. I'm betting it'll be broken again on Monday, and then broken again on Tuesday, and then broken again, so on and so forth. Goodness rated Bo, you mean nobody was watching Dr. J, Magic and Bird, then Mike was the catalyst. That's what I mean. Yeah. Magic and Bird got it off tape delay, and Mike, you know, Magic and Bird ran so Mike could fly. Yeah. This show, like I've said, Monday through Thursday, here around this time slot. I will adjust accordingly to events and things like that. You know, now that I am covering Caitlyn Clark, if something epic happens in the preseason game tomorrow night, I'll figure out a way to cover it, even if it's just a short. If I hop on and record something and throw it up, if I do a quick live stream when I have a second, we'll see. We'll see. You know, if it is necessitated, if the bat signal goes up, Robin will arrive. But the regular schedule for now, Monday through Thursday at this same time. Thank you so much for everybody who's joined. Thank you so much for the support of the channel. Again, maybe I'll expand and get it rocking. I have the SmackDown reaction show with Denise Salcedo on tomorrow night on her channel. I've got Busted Open on Saturday morning, getting you ready for WWE Backlash. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sunday, noon Eastern to 4 on Mad Dog Sports Radio, and then Mad Dog on Monday as well from noon to 3. Kevin Zwicker, who was your favorite NBA player prior to Braun? Funny enough, growing up, it was David Robinson. I don't know why. Maybe it was the name. I don't know. This is not exactly the kind of player who's most people's favorite player. And then, yeah, it was probably like from that to, there wasn't that much of a difference, that handoff from that to LeBron. And LeBron was, you know, because you got to remember, LeBron's been playing for 21 years. 21 years. Goodness rated Bo wants to know who Kevin's favorite NBA player is. Kevin, you got a second to respond? AJ Schreiber says the Admiral. Yeah, the Admiral, as Avery Johnson would say. Yeah. All, you know, the NBA has always been such a star-driven league, too. I remember when I, you know, when I my dad drove us in the ice storm to go see David Robinson and the Spurs against the Wizards, and they canceled the game. Or no, they didn't cancel the game. He didn't play because he had a back injury. That was before you could get those updates in real time and before like load management was actually a thing. All right, guys, I think that'll do it for me here tonight. Let me get Kevin's answer in. Brunson, now Iverson all time. I've interviewed Allen Iverson before. Let's see what Jalen Brunson does against the Sixers tonight. That'll be a fun one. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. Like, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button if you can. If you're catching up later, get me in the comment section. I'll respond to as many comments as I can. And let's keep this community going. I really felt better today than I have in a real long time. And a lot of that's due to you. Only up from here, as we've set the bar. And now we're going to clear the bar. And we're going to clear the bar. And we're going to be the bar. The great benefactor. Thumbs up, bell rings. Ding, 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 ding. AJ Schreiber, great show. I'll work on the Facebook fan group tonight. You guys are the best. I love you guys. I love you guys. Till next time, same Robin Lundberg channel.